Yep.
Right. All right. Hi, everyone, and thanks for listening in. So I'm here to talk about sort of an update from an origin trial that I ran in Chrome from milestone 125 till 130. 130 is still yet to happen. And the resultant of that is a HTTP header proposal that's coming up. So I'll go ahead and share the link of the slide deck here on the chat as well. So there are some links that I put in the deck. I might be opening some of them, but not all of them. Cool. So some primer on speculative parsing. This is a optional step that is specified in HTML standard. The exact working of how speculative parsing should be done is not specified, but as an optional step, it's specified. User agents actually scan the incoming HTML stream to find resources that could be fetched in advance. And that's roughly the step that's called speculative parsing. And for the vast majority of the web pages on the internet, this is actually a beneficial optimization and helps towards performance. Now, that said, there are some use cases that don't benefit from this step. And one of them is actually that a page that does not have any resources declared in the HTML, if everything is inlined, or if it's a large HTML stream, like a stock report that does not have any assets on it. That probably is one candidate for that. And also the use case where there is minimal resources specified, but the page could actually specify them explicitly through a preload heading or any other type of preload mechanisms available. There's a third use case that actually came up during the origin trial from community that is privacy concerns around resource loads during the speculative fetch phase. And I'll link to that in a later slide. So these are some of the use cases that might not benefit from this great optimization. So I ran an origin trial called skip preload scan from milestone 125 to 130. There's a explainer and the origin trial link out here. So what it does is it actually disables the preload scan step of the speculative scanner. The scanner is still loaded in memory, but it will not scan any of the tokens, or it will not produce the tokens for that, essentially reducing the compute time required for speculative scanner. Just to set expectations, the results that came out of this is a few milliseconds worth. We're not talking about a very large number, but this number also depends on how complex the DOM is and how large the page is. And I just for fun's sake, I tried measuring the speculative time spent on the HTML standard, which is an extreme example. And that is in the order of hundreds of milliseconds, but that's a very, very outlier case. The typical pages are a few milliseconds worth of optimization. And again, like I said, the improvements correlate to the DOM complexity, the HTML payload size, the CPU, the target CPU speed, all of that. There was some community feedback that came during the origin trial, which I think I have it linked out here. It's from Transcend, I think, related to consent management, that speculative scanner initiated resources are currently they're using the content security policy header, which stops preload scan from happening in some cases, but I think a targeted header might be more beneficial, which we'll talk about next. So that's the set of goals set out for this header proposal. The first one is to allow well-informed web developers to optimize loading sequence by hinting to the user agent that the speculative parsing may not be used. I also wanted to set out a goal to make it an opt-in per HTTP response so that it's creating a very targeted signal and it reduces misuse or overuse or setting about it for the entire site and forgetting about it. I also wanted to add the prefer bit into it, which allows user agents to determine if they want to use the hint or not use it. This also is as a mechanism to prevent any type of binding contract that prevents the user agents from optimizing this functionality of the speculative parser in future. Currently, this is defined as an optional step, so this actually allows to keep it as an optional step. I have a explainer linked out here that has more information. And also the spec proposal, which are a few patches on top of the HTML loading, HTML speculative parsing, as well as the document creation to do that. I think that's pretty much the complete presentation. I'll stop presenting. You can go ahead and stop recording as well.